Hey, I'm checking in with you. Just landed in Columbus, Ohio, picked up my rental car, and now I'm heading north of Columbus to a little place called Powell, Ohio, where a church, Zion Christian Fellowship, is hosting a minister's luncheon today. I'll be speaking to about 80 pastors in the Columbus area. I'm just driving right past a plane that's about to take off, so you may hear the roar of the engines. And you're going to hear my GPS yakking at me too. Boy, has that made life on the road a lot easier. But I'm heading to this Columbus area ministers fellowship gathering because pastors are very, very important. In fact, critically important to our ministry. You know, some missionaries like to do their work in isolation. They feel like, they don't really need any help from the outside. Man, that couldn't be more diametrically opposite of my philosophy. I learned teamwork very early from my own mentor in ministry, Dr. Tommy Reed, who emphasized all of us have different gifts, different skills, talents, abilities, experience, wisdom. And I've certainly found that in the company of pastors that I know. And we rely on pastors for even more than their counsel and their insight. We rely on them actually as our manpower to get the work done in Washington. And there's a reason for that because political leaders, oops, I got to watch my overhead road signs here, make sure I don't miss a turn. Good. I'm on track. Um, Politicians, elected and appointed officials know that pastors shake hands with a lot of people and that the pulpit remains one of the most influential forces in our society. And they really respect pastors. So when I bring a delegation of pastors to elected officials or appointed officials in Washington, they really take notice. They really listen. And, it also says something when pastors are willing to fly into Washington, take time away from their busy responsibilities, and engage our government officials in a prophetic way. And I use that in the classical sense of declaring the mind and will of God to them. It really makes a huge impact. So, doing today what I'm going to do, address how we as Christian leaders, pastors, ministers, prophets, if you will, in a guarded sense of that term, can engage our leaders and bring biblical truth to bear on their hearts and minds. That's really, really important. So that's why I took time away. I'm flying in this morning, flying back to Washington tonight because we have a very busy schedule tomorrow. There's a big case at the Supreme Court. And you may have seen that the court declined a case out of New Jersey where holiday, religiously themed music has been banned. And they denied that, which means the lower court standing upholding the ban will remain in place. That means just because we have certain people on the court doesn't guarantee the right outcome every time. And it means the court is not the panacea, not the solution to all of our problems. We have to look elsewhere for that, including the formation of people in our society and in our civilization to solve the problem themselves on the local level. This is a local school board decision. The local school board can change it. So we have to do things often on the local level. We can't get a sweeping response. And in doing that, we often give more power to the court than we want them to have. So that's enough said while I'm driving. As you can tell, it's getting a little dicey here. I better sign off. Okay, pray for me today. I'll be back with you a little later to tell you more. Blessings. Here we go. Ooh, gotta watch my